Welcome back to it. It's Maths Masterclass with Leo. Today we are doing Trial Exam 2020 and we are doing question 4, which is your functions, right? And you remember we did all the functions that we have on our previous classes. We did from linear up to the exponential. We did linear, hyperbolic, parabola, and exponential. We also did the inverse functions, the inverse of a linear, the inverse of a parabola, and the inverse of an exponential function. Remember, we don't have the inverse of the hyperbola, right? So now we need to answer these questions. Given f of x is equal to a over x minus 1 plus 3, where a is the element of all integers. So write down the equations of asymptotes of f, right? When they say a is the element of all integers, it simply tells you that a can be negative or can be positive, right? That is what you need to know. So now we need to write that. Remember what I said on our previous classes? When we write the equations of the asymptote, when they say write down the equations of asymptote, it's different to when they say write down the asymptotes. Because here, the equations, normally the asymptotes, we talk about your Q and your P, right? But here, the equations of those asymptotes, they should be written in terms of x and y, right? They should be written in terms of x and y. But we know originally our formula of that, it's like this. F of x is equals to a over x minus or plus p, right? That is what we know, plus q, right? So now, when I'm going to solve this, I'm going to say, oh, p, I have x minus 1 there, right? Which is equals to 0. Then x is equals to 1. That is my first equation of asymptote. The second one is just going to be this. Remember, y is equals to q. Y is equals to q. So my q here, the value of q is 3. So y is equals to 3, right? Those are the equations of the asymptotes. Those are the equations of the asymptote. The second question, it says, determine the x and y intercept of f in terms of a. In terms of a. So, you see, we don't have the value of a, or we don't have this part there. So, we're just going to write it as it is. So, remember, when you say x-intercept, then x-intercept, y is equals to 0. Or you let me just say let y is equals to 0, right? And then, from my equation, I have this y is equals to a over x minus 1 plus 3, right? Y is 0 is equals to a over x minus 1 plus 3. Take this 3 to the other side. 3 is equals to a over x minus 1, which is negative 3 actually, because it's positive. When it comes that side, it's going to be negative. Cross multiply, I'm going to have negative 3x and negative and positive 3. This is equals to a. Take this 3 to the other side. I'm going to have negative 3x is equals to a minus 3 divided by negative 3 divided by negative 3. Then 3 minus a over 3. Right? That is my solution. Then, what I did, I said this and this is going to be negative, which is this one. This and this is going to be positive, which is this one, right? This is equal to my value of x. That is my x. Now, let's look for my y-intercept. I'm just going to say y-intercept, let x is equal to 0, right? Where I have x, I'll just put 0. Y is equals to a over 0 minus 1 plus 3. Then y is equals to negative a plus 3. Those are my asymptotes. Those are my asymptotes, good people. Next question. Given that a is negative 1, draw a net sketch of f, clearly showing the asymptote and the intercept with the axis, right? So I need to draw, but before I draw, I'm given the value of a. It means I can get the coordinates of the x-intercept and the coordinates of the y-intercept. Originally, x, I got, what is my x? 3 minus a over 3, right? I can just say x is equals to 3 minus into minus 1. Then this will give me, this and this is 4 over 3. Then coordinates of the intercept, I have 0 is to, not 0, but 4 is to 0. I have 4 is to 0. Those are the coordinates of the x-intercept. And the coordinates of the y, I know that y, I got negative a plus 3. Then I'm going to have negative into negative 1 plus 3. This will give me 4. Then I'll have my coordinates as 0 is to 4. Here I made a mistake, should be 4 over 3. There. When I draw, I'm going to have something like this. Let me just draw my axis. Right? There. Let me just get a different color. Then, remember, your asymptotes. You have this as somewhere at 1. Let's say this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? Then, I have the vertical asymptote at 1. So I'm gonna have something like this here. Right? Something like that. And then I have the horizontal asymptote at y is equals to 3. Here. There. But the value of a is negative. What does that tell me? If the value of a is negative, it means my graph should lie in this side and that side. The second and the fourth quadrant. So now, let's draw. What do I have? I have the x-intercepts. I have the x-intercept, which is 4 over 3. 4 over 3. What is 4 over 3? Let me just get my calculator quick. 4 over 3. It is 1.333. So, my x-intercept is somewhere after this point. Somewhere after that point, I have my x-intercept somewhere there. Right? Means my graph will be moving something of this nature. Like that. And then, I have my y-intercept at 0 is to 4. Somewhere there. Just say this is still going up. And then I'm going to have a graph that moves like this. I'm going to have a graph that moves like that. Then I am done. I'm done with as far as the question was asking. They needed us to draw the graph. Oh, I'm not done. I need to name my graph. I need to give it a name. This is the graph of f. Right? That is my graph. Okay. We have the last question, which is part of the question 4. They say the graph of f is shifted 3 units to the left. 3 units meaning it is affecting this part, the x, right? Wait. Yeah, it is affecting the x, right? It is affecting this part. If they say shifted to the left, it will maybe move this side, move that side, right? So now they say it is to the left, right? Then, and 2 units down, it is affecting y. Shifting of left and right is affecting your x. Shifting up and down affects your y. 2 units downwards, write down the new equation of f. It is supposed to be of f in terms of a, right? In terms of a. What am I going to do? I'm just going to say, oh, shifting, I have f of x is equals to a over x minus 1, right? If they say it's shifting to the left, it means it's going to be plus. Let me tell you why am I saying plus. It's going to be plus 3. Look, guys. If they say it's shifting to the left, it means it's x is equals to wait, shifting to the left, x is minus 3, right? Then when I take this x to the other side, when I take this 3 to the other side, I'm going to have x plus 3. This is the shifting of the graph to the left. Initially, when I say the graph is shifting to the left, I'm saying it's going to be shifting to the negative sides. But I have x minus 3, right? When I take this 3 to the other side, I'm going to have x positive 3. That is why here I'm adding positive 3, right? That is why I'm adding positive 3. They come back to say our graph, it's shifting 2 units down. 2 units down, meaning it's going down. I'm just going to say I had plus 3. Then I'm going to have minus 2, right? I'm going to have minus 2. Because the shifting of the y, it doesn't, you cannot say y is minus 3, then y is equals to 0. No, because directly you have y is equals to this part, right? Now, when they say shifting down, it is going to be negative, right? Just like that. Then now, I'm going to say this a over, at this, I'm going to have x from negative to positive. I'm going to have plus 2, then plus 1, right? That is my graph. That is my equation. You can either write it like this, or you can just come back to say, oh, but I was given the value of a as negative 1, and say negative 1 over x plus 2 plus 1, right? Then let's go to question 5. Okay, we have our question 5. We have a very long statement. The diagram below shows the graph of f of x equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, and g of x, which is equals to b to the power x plus q. A and b are x-intercepts. E, it is the y-intercept, and c, it is the turning point of f, which c is negative 3 over 4 is to y. J is the x-intercept, and d, it is the y-intercept of g. Y is equals to negative 8. It is the equation of the asymptote of g. H into 1 is to negative 5. It is one of the points of intersection of f and g. First question, determine or write down the coordinates of d. You need the coordinates of d. Originally, you know that the original coordinates of this thing, of a, what you call this, exponential function. Originally, you know the coordinates are 0 is to 1, right? Originally, you know those are the coordinates. But you have this. That is your asymptote. It means my graph shouldn't touch this line. And if I have these coordinates, originally I know that my graph, it is not supposed to touch this line, the x-axis, right? It isn't supposed to touch the x-axis. Most cases, it would be moving somewhere here, right? And the coordinates will be 0 is to 1. But now, I have this affects this. It is 1 unit up from my asymptote. It is always 1 unit up from my asymptote, right? So now I have my asymptote, which is represented by y. I have y. I have, let me write the coordinates. I have 0 is to my asymptote, it's negative 8. Negative 8 plus 1. Because always my graph is 1 unit above the asymptote. It is always 1 unit above the asymptote. Then the coordinates of d, I'm going to have 0 is to negative 7. Simple as that. Very simple, right? Then write down the value of q. Write down the value of q. If you check your equation, you have g of x is equals to b to the power x plus q. What is this q? This represents my asymptote. This represents my asymptote, right? And I'm given my asymptote. They told me the equation of the asymptote is y is equals to negative 8. So it means my asymptote, it means my value of q is equals to negative 8. Negative 8. Right? Then, the next question, show that a is equals to 2, b is equals to 3, c is equals to negative 10. Right? We need to show which A, B, and C are we talking about from this equation. From this equation, right? From that equation. So now, but if I check here, I have -7, not -7, but -3/4, right? That is the x coordinate of the turning point. That is the x coordinate of the turning point. It means I can calculate the value of Q. How can I calculate the value of Q? I can calculate the value of Q by saying x is equals to -b/2a. But I can't calculate the value of Q because I have this. I have the value of A that I need to substitute there. Right? Okay. What else am I given? Let me just erase here. Okay, now I can't use that equation. Why? Because I don't have, I have this, but I don't have the value of A. I don't have the value of B. So I can't have a case where I have two unknown. So what am I going to do? I'm going to say, oh, but I can use this, right, to get the value of B. I can use that to get the value of B because y is equals to b to the power x minus 8, right? Minus 8. But I have extra coordinates, which is 1 is to -5. So y is -5. What is b to the power x is 1 minus 8, right? Take this to the other side. I'm going to have -5 plus 8. This will give me b. Then, therefore, the value of b is equals to 3. The value of b is equals to 3. I've proved that, right? Then next, I can say, oh, if I have this, if I have the value of b, I can calculate the value of a. How? I can just use x is equals to minus b/2a. Oh, eventually this thing will work. Now, I have this, the value of x, which is -3. Let me just do this. -3/4 is equals to, what is the value of b? We got 3. But because we have a negative, it's going to be -3/2a. Right? Then cross multiply. I'm going to have, this is going to be -12 equals to -6a. Divide by -6, divide by -6. Therefore, the value of a is equals to, 2. Right? The value of a is equals to +2. Now, let's check the third one if it's going to be correct. Let's check the third one if it's going to be correct. They say we need to calculate what you call the value of c. And we should get c as -10. But I have extra coordinates. I have the value of a and b. It means I can calculate the value of c. How? I can just use this and say y is equals to, what is my a? My a, it is 2x squared minus, is it minus plus 3b plus 3x plus c. I don't have the value of c, but I have extra coordinates. I have extra pairs of coordinates, which is the coordinates of h. So I can just say, oh, -5 is equals to 2 into, what is x? 1 squared plus 3 into 1 plus c. Right? Then I'm going to have -5 is equals to 2 plus, this is 3 is equals to, plus c. Take this to the other side. I'm going to have minus, this and this is 5. To the other side is -5, which is -10, is equals to the value of c. Therefore, I've proved that the value of c is equals to -10. Therefore, the value of c is equals to -10. Okay. I've been preaching about the range for like all of the functions that we did. There's a range that I talked about. And the range, we always said it is the set of y values. Right? It's the set of y values. But if you check the graph of G, the graph of G lies in between the negative and the positive part of y. Right? If you check the graph of G, it lies between the negative part and the positive part of y. Range, set of y values. Right? So the first statement that I can write is the element of real numbers. Right? I'm going to get 1 mark for that. But this question is 2 marks. Right? I'm going to get 1 mark for that. Because my graph lies in between negative and positive part of y. So now, am I done? No, I'm not. my graph, y cannot touch -8. My graph will never touch -8 because -8 is my asymptote, right? -8 it is my asymptote. Or I can just say y is greater than -8, right? Y is greater than -8. That is my graph. That is my range. Now let's talk about the next question. Okay, now we are doing 5.5. The line with equation y plus 9x is equals to -28. It is the tangent of f at point T. Determine the coordinates of T, right? It means somehow, if I have my graph like this, and this is my graph, I have a tangent somewhere, maybe somewhere there. That is the value of T, right? That is my tangent, and my tangent will only touch my graph at one point, right? So now if I have my tangent like that, it means this point, it is the point of intersection between my tangent and my graph, right? Between my tangent and my graph, because this is the graph of f, which is the parabola. This, it is the intersection between the tangent and the graph of f, which is the parabola. So now, how am I going to answer that question? I'm just going to say, oh, if it's the intersection, let me just get this, make y the subject of the formula and use simultaneous equation. Then y is equals to minus 9x minus 28. Minus 28. I just took that 9x to the other side. What am I going to do now? I'm just going to say, my original equation, I got the value of a, the value of b, and the value of c. So, this is my first equation. My second equation, I have y is equals to 2x squared plus 3x minus 10. And then this is equation 2, right? I can just say equation 2 subtract equation 1 and have something like minus 9x minus 28 is equals to 2x squared plus 3x minus 10, right? Group the like terms. I'm going to have 2x squared plus 3x minus 10. Okay, let me just do this. Let me just say, take this to the other side. I'm going to have plus 9x minus 10 plus 28. This is equals to 0. Then I'm going to have 2x squared. This will give me 12x. This will give me plus 18. This is equals to 0. Then when I divide by 2, I'm going to have divide out by 2, divide by 2, I'm going to have x squared plus 6x plus 6. Not plus 6 plus 9. Equals to 0. Factors, I'm going to have x plus 3, x plus 3. Right? This is equals to 0. Therefore, the value of x is equals to 3. X is equals to -3, or let me just write it here. Just remove this. Can't afford to erase the statement until you are done. So now, therefore, x is equals to -3, or x is equals to -3. Right? Then we need the y coordinate. We need the y coordinate. I'm just going to say y is equals to 9 into y is equals to -9 into -3, -28. This will give me minus 27 plus 27 minus 28. This will give me y is -1. Therefore, my coordinates are x is -3, y is -1. These are the coordinates of t. I hope you understand. We have the second last question. This was a very long question. Right, okay. They say given that h of x is equals to g of x plus 8, write down h of h inverse of x in the form y is equals to. So now what we need to do what we need to do is just to say what is our g? What is our g of x? Okay, our g of x, we know our g of x is equals to the value of b. We got 3, this is to the power x minus 8, right? That is our equation. So now substitute this here, and then I'm going to have h of x is equals to 3 to the power x minus 8 plus 8. Now I'm going to have my h of x, which is equals to 3 to the power x, right? Now when I have this, I need to write the inverse. I'm going to have y is equals to 3 to the power x, right? The inverse, I'm just going to say take this here, take this there. I'm going to have 3, not 3, but x is equals to y to the 3 to the power y. I'm making many mistakes, sorry about that. 3 to the power y, right? Okay, now remember this is log. This is log. What is that? What is this log? It is just y is equals to log base 3x. There. This is our inverse. This is what they wanted us to do. Let's check the last question, which is 5.7. Okay, this is the last question. Very simple and straightforward, similar to the one that we did, but different concept. Okay, given that the p of x is equal to f of x plus 1, determine the values of x for which x multiplied by px is less than 0, right? We know that f of x, we know that the f of x is equal to 2x squared plus 3x minus 10. That is what we know, right? And then we can just say, oh, substitute this here. Then p of x, I'm going to have 2x squared plus 3x minus 10 plus 1. Then I'm going to have 2x squared plus 3x minus 9. Then simplify this or factorize this. I'm going to have 2x x, which one is which one? 3, and then I need a positive answer. This multiplied by this is 6. This one, okay, this is positive, this is negative. This is equals to 0. Then 2x minus 3 is equals to 0, or x plus 3 is equals to 0. 2x is equals to 3 divided by 2, x is equals to 3 over 2. X is equals to negative 3. These are the values of, they say, given that p of x is equals to f of x plus 1, determine the values of x, determine the values of x for which p of x is less than 0, right? For which p of x is less than 0, what you need to do, you just need to substitute there and then get your solution. Get your solution, right? Then I can just say, after writing this, I can say from where x should be less than negative 3. When I multiply this and that, I should be getting a negative, right? From x is negative 3, and then again from x, from 0, x 3 over 2. When I multiply this and the p of x, I should be getting less than 0. Even if you can multiply here, multiply